Welcome everyone, this is Garrett Green Gaming, and today I want to talk about the Steam Machine. So Valve just announced a new controller, a new VR headset, and a new Steam Machine. So if you didn't know, a while back, years ago, Valve tried this before where they released a console like PC that you could put in your living room and play PC games on, and now they are doing it again. I'll be honest, I don't know much about the first time they tried this. I've always been on console, and back then I really didn't pay too close attention. I haven't really looked into how they tried it before, but from what I know, it didn't really go too well. They didn't sell that much, but they are trying it again. And as you know, they do have the Steam Deck already, the handheld console PC that they have, and it seems to be doing pretty well, especially for the PC handheld space. So this is actually pretty exciting. They are now diving headfirst into a console PC hybrid, you could say. So let's go over some of the details here. So I'm not going to pretend to be like an expert on specs and all that stuff, but I did watch the Digital Foundry video of them kind of going over the specs and all that, and from what I can see, it's actually not that powerful. It's, from what they said, it's between a Series S and a PS5. So it's not even more powerful than the modern consoles right now. And it's going to be, and those consoles came out 6-7 years before this Steam Machine will be released. So I find that very interesting. Um, uh, Digital Foundry did take issue with it only having 8 gigs of VRAM, not a lot of memory. They do not like that fact, which makes sense. I do think it's weird that it's not going to be very powerful. I mean, at least make it as powerful as the PS5, but it is what it is. So, in terms of pricing, because of that, I have to think this is going to be pretty cheap. It better be cheap. I've been hearing people say it's going to be between $400 and $500. I think that would make sense, but I don't know. I just think it's pretty interesting. And what's really interesting with this is how it's going to affect and interact with the rest of the market, PlayStation, Nintendo, and especially Xbox. Because as you know, or from the rumors, they are going to be coming out with a similar device, a similar PC console hybrid. And, looking at the Steam Machine, apparently it's going to, obviously it's going to play PC games on Steam. It's going to be able to download apps just like any other PC. You can have Windows on it if you want. So it really is just going to be a PC that can act as a console that you put in your living room. And that's kind of exactly what we've been kind of hearing from Xbox. So this seems like the new direct competition is actually going to be Xbox versus Steam Machine. So that will be interesting. Now, what from rumors, it looks like the Xbox version of this is going to be much powerful, but also much more expensive. But other than that, it seems like these are going to be very similar devices. So I am really curious how this is going to play out in the long term. But I think it's exciting. I think more options in the market is good. More options for gamers, and we'll see how it goes. But as for me, am I interested in this thing? Probably not. I'm definitely curious about it. I'm definitely intrigued by it and to see what this thing can do and how it looks. But I don't know, man. I am a console gamer. If I want a console, I'm going to go buy the PlayStation because they have games made for the PlayStation, made for the console. The Steam Machine is not, I don't think it's going to have dev kits. It's still going to be games built for generic PC. If I wanted to get into PC gaming, I would just buy a PC. And this has kind of been my plan. I've kind of wanted to save up to buy, a high-end PC, maybe not the highest end, but something on the high end of PCs. I don't really have an interest in buying a low-level PC console when I already have a console that can pretty much play the vast majority of the same games that PC can play. PC has some a bunch of different types of indie games and other games that are only on PC. PlayStation has their exclusives, so I really don't see a need. It's too much crossover there, and I already have a PlayStation. Games are built for the PlayStation. If I wanted a PC, I'm going to go buy a PC, and I'll be able to do work stuff on it. I'll be able to play games at the highest end. So for me, I don't really see a need as of right now. Maybe things will change in the future after I get a look at this thing, but I don't really see a need for me, although I do think it's really cool just in general for this to be in existence and more competition and more options for gamers. So I think it's good. Overall, it's really cool. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I'm excited to see Xbox's new version of this. Seems like Steam beat them to the punch, so Xbox doesn't seem like they can get a break right now. Overall, I think it's cool. It's exciting. I'm happy to see it, even if I'm not going to buy it. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will be back soon with more videos. See you later.